Disable inactive users. This is another lesson where the security comes in, and not like actual security. I mean, the security concerns are that the users who are not logged into the system for a certain number of days should be inactive. So we will run the command in this lesson to identify those users. And how does it work in a real world? Well, it happened to me, many people, and I'm sure it might have happened to you too, that your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, give me a list of all the users who haven't been logged in for the past 3 months or a year." Well, you could do two things with this is one, people who are already working in your environment, and they just don't have the need to log in anymore. So you want to go in and delete their account. That's one. Second reason, people who have left the company and somehow you missed one of the servers or a few servers where you forgot to delete user account of that person who left the company. So of course it's a security concern, right? If the user account is still there. Well, mistakes do happen and you do forget to delete user account on certain number of servers. Actually, if you have 1,000 servers, then forget about it. So what do you need to do? You have to implement some kind of automation tool that will run like after 90 days or after a year or whatever the number of days you want it to run, which will pick up all the users that haven't been logged into the system and it will simply disable them. You could also delete it if you want to, but the better disable it. So this is what we're going to do in this lesson. We'll first identify the users, then we will create a script. We'll create two type of script. One script is for loop script, which will look for all the users and disable the inactive accounts. The second script that we will create is, it will be exactly same script, but we will use X argument command, which is a newer command that I'll show you that could be used in scripting language to take the input from the command and execute uh, another command on it. So that's how we will do. And so let's log into our machine, our Linux machine. Now, again, as I said, I have created these scripts for you already to save time. So the script that I first created is, let's VI that script, and I name it disable F users 4. 4 meaning this is a script I did for loop. What it does is, of course, to define the variable and all the author, date, description, modified comments. Then it's gonna run this command, last log, tail, grep, awk, these few commands to identify those users. Now, why am I picking these? Good question. First of all, last log is the command which will give you all the list of users that have been logged. You could use last as well as last log, but last log is much efficient for this purpose. Then tail dash minus 2 dash tail minus n plus 2, meaning get rid of the first line of the output, which I'll show you in a minute what is the first line. So if I open up a duplicate session, let's log in as root. And if I run last log, you will see, oops, let's do more. You'll see at the top, this is the line that comes up that you don't want to get. So that's why I'm using the option last log tail minus n plus 2, tail minus n plus 2, and just do more again, and you'll see that first line that was showing up is not showing up again. So that's why I'm using that minus n plus 2. Then next one is grep test 0. So now if you want to disable those accounts that haven't been logged into the system for 90 days, then you have to use the command, I believe it's last log minus B 90. So this will give you all the users that haven't been logged into the system for the last 90 days. Oh, sorry, I have to remove the pipe right here. So these are the users that haven't been logged in. So now you also notice that there are other users that are systems users like root or mail or operator games or nobody or FTP. You don't want to get rid of or disable these accounts, so you would have to actually make sure that you put some kind of grep inside with the removing, filtering out some of them, and or you could just run this command and grep it against all the users in etc password file, and you could actually do grep for either people who have home directory or grep minus v for those who actually have the user like no login. So let's see, if you do cat etc password, you see all the users that are system users have no login, and the users that actually create an account and log in have the /home directory with it. So you could specify different options, different grep commands to get rid of those. But anyway, let's go back to our command. This is the command that will give you all the users that have been never logged in or have not been logged in for the 90 days. So for my test purposes, this lab, I created a script, cat disable user 4. So this script, what it'll do is it will actually do the same thing last log, but instead of minus B90, because this is a test to show you how to delete the system and how to create a script, I just remove minus B minus 90, kept the tail command, and now I'm grepping for only test. Why I'm grepping for? Because I do have a test account in there that I'll show you in this exercise. If I run it, you'll see I have two test accounts. So this command will grep these two test accounts, and then it will use the command user mod minus L to disable the account. So let's vi this script again. And here, if you wanted to specify, let's say if you wanted to grep with minus B, sorry, with minus A, not A, it's minus V actually, and you want to exclude never, you could do that and then print out all those users. But since we are doing the test only, so we'll pick the test ones, and now you'll see this is going to disable all the all the accounts that matches test. So instead of doing 4, so for now I will use the for command. For in the variable $a, which is getting from here, is putting in the variable a. It's doing user mod, and minus L option is to disable the list, and done. So instead of just for test, I will do cat $I for now, and I will just put, oops, I'll put a comment here, so I don't want to delete it right now. So I will just check what are those users. Let's run it. Oops, 4. Oops, it says no such file or directory. What happened? Let's take a look. 4. Last log, this is what is giving us the entire list of users. And then we are doing is we are putting this list for I into the I, and then we don't have to cat, we have to echo. Just to see what are those users. Clear the screen, disable users for loop. Okay, so here's a list of all the users that have not been logged in, but it's still not correct because I just wanted to grab test, right? So let's take a look at the disable account for, And I want to, oh, I did the -v to exclude. I don't want to exclude. I want to grab only those because, as I said again, this is just for test. So now let's see. And you run it, it gives me only those users. So now we have identified these other users that we want to disable. I'll go in and disable user for script. And this time I will, instead of echo, I will get rid of that line. I'll put user mode -l, and whatever the user return, disable them. Perfect. Before I run this script, I will verify it that I could log in with the user that's going to disable. It was going to disable test 123, and I'm logging in, and you'll see it has logged in. Perfect. So now I could get rid of this, and now I'll run my script. The script ran. Now let's say, now it should have disabled those accounts. So let's say if I log back in, test 123, in the password, and there you go. So it's not gonna let me get in. It says access denied. I know it has disabled those accounts, and to verify it, you'll see you could do grep test one, or just test and etc shadow. Shadow is the one that actually puts the exclamation point right here that will tell that this account should be disabled. See right here. So if I just modify the etc shadow file and look for test, I could remove this exclamation point, and I also remove exclamation point here. So now I should be able to log back in. And to log back in, my user is test123, and put in password, and bingo, I logged in. Exit out again, run the command again, and it should have locked the account. Try again. And it's not letting me in. Access done. Perfect. The script works. So now this is the one way to disable user account using the for loop. Another script I wanted to show you to do the same thing is this VI is, I have created a script for you guys already. It's X argument scripts. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna, instead of specifying the variable and then running the for loop and then going through the whole process, it's gonna run that script right here, do everything, grep for test, and awk those. And instead of that putting into a variable, I am actually passing that to as an argument. I put an X argument and -I option, curly braces, meaning whatever comes in as a result from this command, do user mod lock these accounts. It's just that simple. Instead of doing the for loop command, you could also specify what you wanted to do with the exact same line in one command. So let's try it. Let's try to run it. But before we run it, we already have disabled those accounts. So I'm going to enable them again by going to SC Shadow, look for test accounts, and get rid of exclamation point, and save it. Now when I run this disable X argument, it should have disabled those. I could verify by doing grep test on etc shadow, and you'll see it has put that exclamation point in there. See, it's doing the same thing as for loop doing, but it's a different way. So I have two scripts that you need to learn. One is one is disable for, and the second one is disable arguments. So both doing the same thing, as you see. Again, if you wanted to do the test with me, you would have to create test account before using this, before doing this exercise. I will actually add that to my video at the beginning by editing it. But anyway, if you are listening to the message, you know already that this lesson has been edited for you to create accounts first, which are test 123 or test three, four, five, or whichever account that uh, you want to disable and do your lab for it.